what is that terrible sound? And Joe, what are you doing?
First off,
you're leaving me hanging here, brother.
Oh, we're live?
We're live. This is a live show. What are you doing with that ukulele thing?
This is a Venezuelan ukulele, and I'm learning how to entertain my teachers. I'm gonna learn how to master this guy.
Oh.
So we're having like after school parties. I mean, I got a little ways to go, but I think I can do it.
First off, I'm not sure that's a ukulele. Second off,
it's cool.
The gimmicks and the parties, those are good things to do. But we're here to read this, and we talked about supporting new teachers, and what leaders want are real strategies. They know about the parties. We need to give them real strategies. I know you have a book somewhere, and we're going to introduce two. What's your book for our Read This series this time, Joe?
You're absolutely right, TJ. Parties, celebrations are necessary, but leaders are readers, and great leaders are avid readers. So celebrating things like that, there's definitely a time and place. But the book I want to mention this month by Michael Fullen and Mark Edwards, Unstoppable Momentum, or The Power of Unstoppable Momentum. And I love this book. This starts off with really a gut punch. It basically says, since the 1970s, it is documented that technology has very little effect in the classroom on student achievement. Really, it's the coherence of everything that we do. Technology is one little part, but really it's about the teachers, organized systems, that coherence. I mean, I have this book highlighted, chock full of notes. And really, they spotlight a couple districts that are really doing it well, but something also stands out. So you might be thinking, well, what in the world does this have to do with new teachers and supporting new teachers? Really, this is a book about building a great, successful culture. People want to be a part of a winning team. They want to work in a place where they know the things they are doing is making a difference for kids. That's the bottom line. That's where the real joy, the real fun in our work comes, is when we're seeing kids be successful. The power in this book is that him and Edwards outline what it really takes to build those school systems, and he features school districts that are doing it. He also says, listen, be careful of adopting all kinds of things that you think are going to work. Figure out what works somewhere else and then make it your own. You will not be disappointed. Plus, this is a pretty thin book. You can read this, but this is something now I refer to very often as a superintendent, and I love it. I love this work by Fullen and Edwards.
And we love all of Fullen's work. Actually, it's a great book, but Michael Fullen's work is phenomenal. I don't think there's a Michael Fullen book that I haven't read, Joe. I do believe that's a quattro.
Is that what that's called?
Not a ukulele, but that's okay. This is not a show about musical instruments. The next book, the one book that I wanted to introduce to you, is our very own book that we wrote with Salome Thomasell. The forwards by Star Saxene. It's called Retention for a Change: Motivate, Inspire, and Energize Your School Culture. And really the first 2/3 of the book are about motivation, inspiration, and energy. Those are the things that matter in a culture, and you're building a culture. It's one thing to bring new teachers on the team. It's one thing to hire people into your culture. It's another thing to keep them. And that's why we wrote Retention for a Change. Here's the kicker. The last two chapters, chapter 5 and chapter 6, are dedicated just to new teacher supports, acclimating them to the school, getting them ready for mentorship, and making sure that they're going to be successful so that they stay. Because we know we lose teachers in their first 5 years. If we can get them to year 6, we're going to keep them. You guys need to pick this book up. Let us know what you think, but it's going to help you with your culture and specifically your new teachers. How about a reading tip, Joe? Not a guitar lesson tip, a reading tip.
I was going to go with the musical instrument tip. That said, the reading tip, don't read these books in isolation. These are team building, team culture driven books. Retention for a Change we put a lot of questions at the end of each chapter that is meant for discussion purposes. Unstoppable Momentum, you can evaluate your school as you're reading this. And don't do this like an ordinary book club, like we're going to sit down, read a chapter, and then discuss it. No, I would read these chapters and then audit your culture. How well are we doing these things? And then be willing to face the tough conversations and realizations that are emerging from them. What do we have to do different? I just read a study not too long ago. There are roughly 36,000 vacancies in education right now. And they say that's an estimated conservative number. 36,000. We have to keep the teachers we have. We got to support the teachers we just hired. Do it well. They'll stay, and we can regain really the tremendous nobility a part of this profession.
It's so true. Retention is the change, folks. We got to keep the people and we got to get more of them. There you have it. 2 great books. I'll read this series at the Schoolhouse 302, where you can always find our work. The Schoolhouse302.com for blog posts, podcasts, books to read, and more. Not quattros or ukuleles. We'll see you next time.